Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are on Module 1, Lesson 11, and we are continuing multiplying 3 and 4 digit numbers by 3 digits. So today is nothing really new, it's just more practice. There will be a little bit more regrouping today. So in addition to multiplying and finding the products, we're also going to continue practicing that estimating to make sure our answers are reasonable and make sense. Okay, so my first problem says 249,000 times 136. So if I'm going to estimate this, there's a couple ways I could do this, but I might say that 249 is about 250. And then I might say 136 is about 100. So 250 times 100. 25 times 1 is 25. And I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3 zeros. So I think my actual product might be near 25,000. Let's see if I'm correct with that. So remember, we always start in the bottom right-hand digit. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 5 is 29. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14, and there's nowhere to carry the 1, so I bring it down. Okay, I don't want to accidentally use those again, so I'm going to cross them off. It's a good habit to get into before you go on. Okay, I'm going to slightly change colors, but I still want you just watching. We're still doing a red problem. So I'm on this digit now, and I have 3 times 9 is 27, so it has to go under that digit. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And I have one placeholder. Okay, I made a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. I need to cross these off. You can cross them off or you can erase them, but you don't want to leave them. You'll accidentally use them again. Okay, we're on to our last digit, which needs to go underneath it. So 1 times 9 is 9, 1 times 4 is 4, and 1 times 2 is 2, which means we have 2 placeholders. Okay, so let's see, now that I have 3 partial products, let's see what the actual product is. 4, 16, well, that's a lot to add. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus that is 18. Let's see, 7 plus 4 is 11, 12, 13. And I'm getting my actual product as 33,864, which is very different compared to my estimate. So I want to ask myself maybe why. And I'm thinking it's because 136 is very different than 100. This means I had 36 extra piles of this. So I think that that's why this one is so large in comparison. You always want to ask yourself maybe why. Okay, so let's look at my next problem. I have 4,603 times 507. So I could say maybe 4,603 is about 5,000 times 507 is about 500, which if I multiply these, I get 5 times 5 is 25, and I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So I'm thinking my product might be over 2,500,000. But look, this time I rounded up from this factor, so I think my product's probably going to be less than that. Okay, so let's go and see if my product's less, since I rounded my factor so much up. So 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 7 times 6 is 42. And 7 times 4 is 28, plus 4 is 32, and there's nowhere to carry, so I bring it down. Okay, I don't want to accidentally use those, so I'm going to cross them off before I go on to my next digit. Okay, now my next digit is a 0, so this is going to be a really easy one. 0 times 3 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0, 0 times 6 is 0, and 0 times 4 is 0. And just like I've always done, when I multiplied with that digit, the answer went beneath that digit. Even though it's an easy 0, I still like to do it so I don't get confused where I'm at. Okay, we're on to our last digit for this problem, so I'm at a 5. So 5 times 3 is 15, and remember it's going to go under that digit. 5 times 0 is 0, plus the 1 is 1. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 is 23, and there's nowhere to carry the 2. And this time I had 2 placeholders. Okay, so let's add up these 3 very large partial products. I have 1, 2, 7, 3, 3, 3, and 2. So my estimate was 2,500,000, and my actual product is 2,333,721, which I thought it would be lower. My actual product would be lower because these factors are smaller than my estimate ones. Okay, let's try 2 of these together. Okay, we're on to number 3, so grab your pencil to join me. Okay. And let's look at our estimate first. 547, even though it's kind of right in the middle, close to 500, 600, it is still closer to 500. So let's say it's about 500. And 382 is closer to 400. So let's say it's about 400. So what would our estimate be? Well, 5 times 4 is 20. We're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So I think our product is going to be about 200,000. Now for this factor, we rounded down, but for this factor, we rounded up. So I'm thinking we might be really close to our actual product. Okay, so let's start here. And we have 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 2 times 5 is 10. There's nowhere to carry, so we're going to leave it there. Okay, either cross it off or erase it, but get rid of that so you don't reuse it. Okay, I'm changing pens just to show you more clearly, but I still want you to be doing it with me. So we're on this factor now, which is, this digit of the factor, the 8. So we have 8 times 7 is 56, so we put it underneath that digit. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 5 is 37. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 3 is 43, and there's nowhere to carry it, so we bring it down. And there should be 1 placeholder this time. Okay, again, I'm changing colors, but I want you to still do this with me. Oh, I forgot, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to cross those off so I don't accidentally reuse them. Okay, so now we're on to this digit. We're going to go all the way back, and our answer has to go under it. 3 times 7 is 21, so I put my 1 and I carry my 2 to the next digit. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14, so I put a 4 and carry a 1. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16, so I put a 6, and there's nowhere to carry the 1, so I bring it here. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I did not leave us enough room. And let's put in our 2 placeholders, and we are going to have to carefully add that since it's off the page. So we have 4, so of our 3 partial products, that's what we're adding now. 4 in this column, 9 plus 6 is 15. 7, 8, 9. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 4 more is 8. 4 plus 6 is 10, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So our actual product is 208,954, which was pretty close to our estimate. Okay, we have one last one to do. Okay, so let's first estimate. 9,053 is about 9,000, very close. And 473 is about 500. So my estimate is 9 times 5 is 45. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So my estimate is 4,500,000. Okay, so let's start with our 3. And we have 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 5 is 15, so I put my 5 and carry my 1. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. And 3 times 9 is 27. So we put our 7, and there's nowhere to carry our 2. Okay, I'm just going to change colors for me, but you're still joining me. Oh, I made a mistake. It's a bad mistake. You want to make sure you always cross those off. Now we're on to this digit. So 7 times 3 is 21. Make sure you put it in the right spot. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 2 is 37. 7 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. And 7 times 9 is 63, and there's nowhere to carry it. Okay, so I'm going to put in my placeholder, and I'm going to remember to get rid of those. Okay, we have one more to go, which means one more partial product. 4 times 3 is 12. So I'm going to put my 2 and carry my 1 to the next digit I'm going to go to. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21. 4 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. And 4 times 9 is 36, and there's nowhere to carry the 3. Okay. So I'm going to put in my placeholders. I don't really need to cross these off because I'm done. So we have 3 very large partial products. Let's see what we get. 9, 6, 1 plus 7 is 8, that's 10. 7 plus 3 is 10, 11, 12. 1, 3, 6, 8, 12. I am getting my actual product is 4,282,069, which is very close to our estimate. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there are some pages to help you if you need some help with homework. But if you turn back here, you have 4 problems to do tonight for homework. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.